How do I tell my daughter's coach that I love him? I think I'm falling for my daughter's soccer coach, but I've never been attracted to a man before and don't know what to do with these feelings. We started carpooling to save gas money. I know that sounds lame, but hear me out. Brandon coaches my daughter Sandy's travel soccer team. I'm a single dad after my divorce 2 years ago, working nights at the hospital while trying to keep up with Sandy's insane tournament schedule. Brandon mentioned at practice that he drives from my neighborhood to the same tournaments every weekend. Gas prices were killing us both. Made sense to share the 3-hour drives to Sacramento, split the hotel costs, take turns with the coffee runs. Pure logistics. First tournament was awkward as hell. Two guys who barely knew each other stuck in a Honda Pilot with 4 12-year-old girls singing pop songs in the back. Brandon had this whole system: snack rotation, bathroom break schedule, playlist that somehow kept the kids happy without making us lose our minds. By the 3rd hour, we were laughing about our daughter's matching pre-game superstitions. Sandy won't play without her lucky scrunchie. His daughter Mia needs exactly 3 pieces of watermelon before warm-ups. We bonded over being clueless single parents just trying to keep up. The arrangement worked perfectly for months. Every Saturday at 5 a.m., his truck in my driveway. Coffee already made in his thermos. Always remembered how I take it. 2 sugars, oat milk. We developed this rhythm. He drove morning shifts while I caught extra sleep. I handled the afternoon drives back while he reviewed game footage on his tablet. We'd debrief the girls' performances, strategize about college scholarships, share divorce war stories without getting too deep. Professional, friendly, nothing more. 6 months in, we had our shit down to a science. Hotel rooms next to each other so we could manage the girls. Taking turns with tournament paperwork. Him handling the team mom politics I couldn't navigate. Me using my medical training when kids got injured. Other parents started joking we were the team's power couple. We'd laugh it off, make jokes about being soccer wives, but sometimes I'd catch myself watching him during practice. The way he'd high-five every kid, how his whole face lit up when they nailed a play he'd been teaching. Then came the tournament in Vegas. Sandy tore her ACL in the semifinal. The sound she made when she went down. I've treated trauma patients for 15 years, but hearing your kids scream like that hits different. I froze. Completely froze. Brandon didn't. He was on that field in seconds, carrying her off while barking at parents to get ice, find the medical tent, call ahead to the hospital. He drove us to the ER, held Sandy's hand during the MRI when she was too scared to go alone because I had to fill out insurance paperwork. Stayed all night in that uncomfortable waiting room chair, bringing me coffee, keeping Mia and the other girls updated, never once complaining about missing the championship game. At 3 a.m., after Sandy was finally sleeping off the pain meds, we sat in the hospital cafeteria, fluorescent lights making everything surreal. He was explaining how he'd help modify her training once she healed, already planning her comeback. Then he stopped mid-sentence, looked at me, and said, "You know you're an amazing father, right? The way you've handled everything since Sandra left. Sandy's lucky to have you." Something cracked inside me. Maybe exhaustion, maybe relief, maybe something I'd been pushing down for months. I started crying. Not graceful tears, ugly, can't breathe crying. Brandon moved to my side of the booth, put his arm around me, and I turned into his chest, felt his heartbeat against my cheek, smelled his detergent mixed with hotel soap, his hand in my hair. This moment that should have felt wrong but didn't. "I don't know what I'd do without you," I whispered. His hand stilled. The air changed. When I pulled back, the way he was looking at me, I recognized it because I'd been looking at him the same way for weeks without admitting it. The tournament ends tomorrow. Sandy's on crutches but insisting on watching the final. Brandon and I haven't talked about that moment. We've been perfectly normal, supportively friendly, carefully maintaining 18 inches of distance at all times. But last night he texted, "After we get home we should talk about next season's carpool arrangement." I stared at that message for an hour, knowing it wasn't about carpooling, knowing my daughter needs her coach, knowing our small town talks, knowing I've never wanted anything more than whatever he's offering. The drive home is in 6 hours, 300 miles to figure out if I'm brave enough to change everything.